Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Tonight's topic is going to be narcissistic relationship. Was it ever about you, or was it just about what you provided? Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So you were in the narcissistic relationship, or maybe you're in one right now. Really take pause and think for a minute. Is that relationship benefiting you, or did it benefit you? Was it ever about you, or was it simply about your resources or what you provided to make the narcissist in a better position? Really dig into it and take a moment to consider what I'm mentioning. You see, in a healthy relationship, a relationship is reciprocal in any capacity: business, siblings, lovers, romance, whatever it is, friends, acquaintances, anything. These are healthy relationships are reciprocal, which means you contribute and you receive. It's you're on a level playing ground, and everything's in the flow state and natural. Of course, you have good days and not so good days, and maybe sometimes you don't agree on everything. That's exactly what life's about. However, there are no grudges. There's no silent treatment. There's no ghosting people. There's no not talking to people for days, weeks, months on end. There's no smear campaign. There's no gaslighting. There's none of this. What it is, in fact, it's a healthy relationship. Now, in a narcissistic relationship, the narcissistic relationship benefits one person, which is the narcissist. We know that now. But was it ever about you? Did the narcissist ever really take time and put their cell phone down and actually put their arm around you and ask you how your day was, or how things are going, or actually ever had any consideration for your insight, your thoughts, your aspirations, your dreams, or how you're feeling? They didn't. What they did is they wanted to extract every bit of energy or your resources from you. And they did this throughout the whole relationship, from the very beginning when you first met the narcissist, again, in any capacity, up into and including when the relationship ended or it's finished. They wanted to take your resources. They wanted to take the things that they didn't possess themselves. And they wanted to do this under the disguise of them actually caring about you, or caring, or falling in love with you, or being a healthy individual. Remember, the narcissist is always mirroring back to you what you want to see. Not always, but many times it's what they do. And throughout the relationship, did they ever really care about you, or just what you provided for them to make their life better? Really dig into it. I'm certain if you're authentic with yourself and you're being genuine and being 100% honest, you'll understand that no, the relationship wasn't about you. It was about what you could provide for the narcissist during a period of time, which is the length of the relationship. Examples are like this. Maybe you provided the narcissist kids in any capacity. Maybe you were the husband or the wife, but you had kids, and that was what your purpose was as far as the narcissist saw it. However, you didn't. You thought you were in a loving, stable, romantic relationship. You weren't. You were just being used to provide kids. That's an example. Another one is financial resources. Maybe the person who turned out to be a narcissist simply wanted to take your assets away from you, or your financial resources, because perhaps they couldn't have what you had. Get my point? They saw in you a golden ticket, if you will, a free pass to have a roof over their head and to provide and to offer them a different lifestyle that they could offer themselves. That's another way. Other ways in the workplace. Maybe the narcissist saw that you were skilled and talented, and they got the most out of your work performance before putting the big target on your back and making you quit, or making you go to HR, or making you not be as productive. In other words, not getting the corner offers, the promotion, or the accolades. This happens frequently in the workplace. But the narcissist, they never cared about you. They cared about what you provided, which was, or is, your resources. It's what you can offer them to make their life better the whole time, while you are working harder for the relationship, when you don't have the education on narcissism and the narcissistic abusive cycle, and you're spinning around on that hamster wheel. You're working for, literally and figuratively, the narcissist. Keep in mind, the narcissist always will put a moving goalpost in place, which means, like, let's say that you are going to get married, hypothetically, and you've been dating this person for a while, and they're like, yeah, we're going to get married next year. And next year comes, but there's an excuse why you can't get married. And then next year, and there's another excuse. That's a moving goalpost. That's called future faking. That's called the narcissist has no intention of marrying you. It may be tough love, but it's real. The narcissist, remember, they are constantly looking for people to replace people. That's what they do. They interchange relationships with people to always try to upgrade and get someone better in their eyes, when in fact there's no such thing as a better individual. We're all human beings and we all should be treated equally. But the narcissist is never satiated. They're never satisfied with one relationship. That's why they have many relationships and many sources of supply that you may or may not know about. Many times after the relationship is ended, people discover, oh my goodness, like I never thought they would do that, meaning the narcissist, and then some things come to light and you get a little wave of wisdom or knowledge and you're like, I can't believe that was happening the whole time when I was in that relationship. I hear this frequently, and the whole point is it illustrates what I'm mentioning, that the narcissist, it was never about you in the relationship. You may have thought it was about you. It wasn't. It was about what you provided. It was about your resources. It was about maybe you were arm candy, making them look better. It was about maybe you had access to special functions or locations or trips or vacations, things like that. Maybe it was because you could travel the world, or you had financial stability and you could provide. You could buy them new devices or new smartphones or whatever it was, and a new car, things like that. Maybe it was just emotional support. In other words, the narcissist, what they were searching for was someone that they could abuse. Like, let's say, as an example would be, you strike up a friendship with somebody and you think that it's a two-way relationship, a two-way reciprocal relationship that benefits you and the person, but slowly this person is actually dumping all of their toxic energy on you. And you're like, okay, maybe they're having a bad day or bad week or bad month. You tolerate it because it's a new friend. Next thing you know, this is just getting worse and worse. And maybe the person's texting you at all hours of the night or the morning, or they're not respecting your wishes, and they're breaking boundaries. Why? Because they don't see you as a human being who may need sleep or has a request to not break the boundaries. They see you as someone who provides something for them, which in this case is a sounding board. It's exactly how the narcissist thinks. It was never about you. It will never be about you, and it has never been about you. It's simply been about what you provided and your resources and your bandwidth and your attention span and your lack of knowledge on narcissism and the narcissistic abusive cycle. It's not until you understand exactly what narcissism is and how it affected you in any relationship, or maybe it's affecting you now in a current relationship, maybe the workplace, a friendship, lover, whomever. Maybe it's a relative. But the point is, once you get this education, it becomes your superpower, and it becomes something that you need to utilize to insulate yourself. Because keep in mind, no matter who the narcissist is in or were in your relationship, meaning past, present, or future, it's never about you. It's about what you provide. It's about your resources. It's about your staying on a phone call for 2 or 3 hours when there's no substance there at all. And when you try and get a word in edgewise, the person can just overtalks you, which means they talk louder than you, so you're not even being listened to, which is a whole different thing. Keep in mind, the narcissist needs to regulate themselves. They need people that will be there for them to offer them supply, resources, energy, time, to make them feel special. Because the narcissist can't introspect, and they're incapable of love or empathy. What they do is they need people around them. They need to be occupied 24/7. They need people. Need. There's a big difference between wanting to be around people and appreciating and respecting people than needing to be around people. And the narcissist, this is one difference that they'll never be able to understand, because they need to constantly have supply. They need to always to satiate themselves, because they don't want to hear the radio silence in their head. They don't want to introspect. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to take responsibility for the poor behavior they've displayed most of their life. They just don't. So was it ever about you? No, it wasn't. You may have thought it was about you. You may have thought that you were in a healthy, stable relationship. That wasn't the case. You were in a toxic, narcissistic relationship where everything is about the narcissist and nothing other than the sources of supply or the resources you have and or had that matter. That's it. You see, you are nothing but an appliance. You're nothing but a center of energy, which is your resources, by the way. And it can be physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, financial. It can be so many different levels of your energy. But all that energy that was going into you before you met the narcissist, then it was drained from you when you're in the narcissistic relationship. It needs to go back into you. And that's why you heal. And that's why you learn, grow, teach if you can. That's why you become educated, awakened, and aware post-narcissistic relationship, because you're putting the pieces of the puzzle together and you're understanding exactly what this thing is called narcissism, and that you don't want it in your life any longer. The whole time you're doing that, what's the narcissist doing? That's right, they're getting other sources of supply. Most likely your replacement, but on top of that, other sources of supply to replace that replacement when that one runs dry. So guys, I hope you liked the video. I loved doing it. From beautiful Costa Rica, this is Andrew. Namaste. Continue to become awakened and aware. Understand that you are invaluable, you're priceless, you're beautiful, you are loved, you're amazing. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone, and I love you. And also understand, any narcissistic relationship, it's never about you. It never has been, and it never will be. It's about the narcissist and their self-centeredness and their manipulating tactics and the way that they use, abuse, and discard people. That's exactly how they look at people, just as not human beings, but as resources to be taken advantage of. Guys, have a great evening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless you. And for all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. God bless you. I love you. Good night.